Vince Gilligan really looked at Christmas Eve and thought, let's emotionally destroy everyone. Pluribus didn't just end its season, it rewrote the rules of humanity. One choice, one frequency, and one woman who could have saved 7 billion people, but instead chose love. And the answer to the entire season? It was hiding in plain sight, in the very intro, waiting for us to notice it. In today's video, we're diving into Pluribus Episode 9, Ending Explained, breaking down everything from Carol Sturka and Manousos' failed meeting to the shocking 86113 frequency revelation. And, of course, why Carol chose love over saving humanity. By the end of this finale, nothing and no one is the same. Heroes become villains, lovers make impossible choices, and humanity hangs by a thread of science we're only beginning to understand. So buckle up, because we're connecting with the hive mind, decoding every twist, and revealing all the hidden clues Vince Gilligan planted throughout the season. Humanity may be lost, or maybe it's not. Let's dive in. Vince Gilligan really decided to ruin our holiday peace by dropping a finale that leaves only one thought bouncing around our heads. What the hell happens to humanity now? The final episode of Pluribus didn't just end the season, it detonated it. And thankfully, we won't be left hanging forever. Apple TV Plus already confirmed a second season, and considering Pluribus is now the streamer's most watched series ever, there's clearly no slowing down this hive mind obsession. But before we start looking ahead, we need to break down what actually happened in that finale. Because wow, with full spoilers ahead, let's connect to the hive and download everything we know. Hi, Carol versus Manousos, the meeting that failed. Let's start with the meeting we were all waiting for. Carol and Manousos. Or, as she's now officially known, Carol Sturka, played by the absolutely unstoppable Rhea Seehorn, who honestly deserves every award television can invent at this point. Whatever hope we had that this meeting would lead to unity, cooperation, or even basic adult communication. Yeah, none of that happened. Instead, we got exactly what we should have expected from two of the most stubborn people left on Earth. A petty standoff. The literal fate of humanity is on the table, and they're arguing about where to talk Manousos' ambulance or Carol's house in Spanglish. And a quick side note, shout out to the real MVP of the episode, the translation app on Carol's iPhone. The devil works hard, but Apple's PR works harder. The frustrating part is that they're technically on the same side, but neither of them can compromise. And that stubbornness is likely the very reason the alien virus never managed to infect them in the first place. This clash is deliberately contrasted with the opening scene. Kusumayu finally completing her joining ceremony in the Peruvian mountains, peaceful, obedient, surrendered. Total opposite energy. Carol's relapse and Manousos' suspicion. Eventually, Carol decides priorities matter. And for her, that priority is drinking. Saving the world can wait until tomorrow. We get another subtle but brutal reminder of how bad Carol's alcoholism once was. Helen literally had to put a sensor on the drinks cabinet while Carol was freezing her eggs. That detail says everything. Manousos, though, sees right through her. He accuses Carol of going cold on restoring humanity because she's now sleeping with one of them. And while Carol is passed out drunk on the couch, Manousos has a quiet, devastating conversation with Zosha now that he knows hive members can't lie. Which means, of course, Zosha tells him the truth. Carol has crossed the line. The look Manousos gives Carol afterward is pure judgment. But instead of snapping out of it, Carol doubles down. She lashes out like a jealous spouse when Zosha admits the hive mind loves Manousos just as much as it loves Carol. That moment is important because it confirms Carol isn't just emotionally compromised. She's losing herself. The 8613 breakthrough humanity's salvation. Meanwhile, Manousos keeps working. He brings in Ryan, another former human, and finally tests his sound wave theory, the one centered on the frequency 8613. And this is massive. His experiments suggest that if hive-controlled humans are exposed to this specific frequency, they can revert back to their original selves. Not die, not be erased, come back. Which means the human soul was never destroyed. It was suppressed. 7 billion people aren't gone. They're trapped inside their own bodies. This changes everything. And here's where Vince Gilligan gets sneaky genius points. Fans on Reddit realized the answer was hidden in plain sight the entire time. That wave in the Pluribus intro, the rhythmic snapping grid, that's the 8613 signal. The hive needs an external broadcast to stay synchronized. Gilligan showed us the solution from episode 1, and we all missed it. Carol chooses love over humanity. This should be Carol's victory moment. This is the answer she's been searching for. But instead, she panics, because restoring humanity would endanger Zosha, So she pulls a gun on Manousos and shuts everything down. The Hive retreats. Humanity loses its best chance at salvation. Manousos asks her the question that defines the entire finale. Do you want to save the world or get the girl? Carol chooses the girl, even though Zosha isn't really hers. She's 1/1000th of a collective consciousness wearing a human face. What follows is a hauntingly beautiful montage. Carol and Zosha vacationing across the world Mediterranean villas, tropical beaches, snowy ski resorts, and Japanese bathhouses. A honeymoon. And what is Carol reading? The Left Hand of Darkness, a sci-fi novel about fluid identity and impossible interspecies relationships. Carol's actively justifying her defection. She's become what she hated. Manousos is now the idealist. Carol is the hedonist. The egg reveal fantasy shattered. Carol's happiness lasts until the truth comes out. The hive mind is experimenting with her frozen eggs, trying to create stem cells. How long will it take? And Carol asks. A month, maybe 3. That's it. That's when the fantasy collapses. Carol realizes she was never a partner. She was a resource. No Manousos, science, and standing waves. Back in Albuquerque, Manousos keeps going. He's studying standing waves, learning how signals rise, fall, peak, and collapse into zero. Loops. Frequency traps. The hive isn't just connected, it's stuck in a loop. And if he can hit the right node, he can bring the signal down to 0. Some final scene in the box. Then comes the final moment. A helicopter. Carol steps out, silent, serious. A massive crate behind her. You win, she tells Manousos. We save the world. But what's in the box? An atom bomb? Her frozen eggs? A weapon designed to disrupt the hive entirely? We don't know. And that's the genius of it. Season 1 ends not with answers, but with intent. Carol is back. And Season 2 is going to change everything. If you want, I can also... Thank you for watching.